Good evening, folks. Today I've got to tackle something on the Ford Flex here that I'm not really looking forward to, but apparently it's a fairly common issue, and it seems like it might be a little bit challenging to repair, but we're going to tackle it. Maybe I can find some easy workarounds, some tricks that will help you guys out with fixing this on your own Ford.
Broken roads, desert dust bowl sun, where the bill man will call you almost every week. Which bills to pay today, what's left in the fridge to eat. Where stars frame the night, born out of trains, just close enough to give hope, but too far.
Well, if you're new to the channel, this is our 2017 Ford Flex. And if you're a subscriber or returning viewer, thanks for coming back. Today, I'm tackling an issue with the HVAC. So basically what's going on here is we have the dual zone climate control. So no matter what we set this passenger side to, you can turn it right to low, it's blowing heat all the time. The driver's side works fine, but the passenger side always blowing heat. And so we're going to be changing out this actuator. I hope it's the right one. The manual says it is. And it's located down in there somewhere. So we are going under the dash, which is never much fun. I'm not looking forward to it, but we got to get it fixed up. We've got this little pin. This is for shock that's on the other side here to just kind of so that it lowers gently. We just got to lift that out of there. Let's get that out. There we go. Okay, and lo and behold, a McDonald's bag and some napkins, lots of napkins. Holy moly. On Christmas tree. Two Christmas trees. Okay. Nice. Those look like what, 7 millimeters, I think. Okay. There we go. Now the actuator in question is sadly that guy up there. Oh yeah, I can feel that other screw there. Boy, that's going to be interesting to get to. Yeah, those are an 8 millimeter and or 5/16. Okay. Well, I'm going to have to figure this out. Spend some time trying to get this out of the way. It is just really a plastic bracket to which all these harnesses are secured on the other side. That Christmas tree there, I cut it off a bit shorter so that I was able to just pry it off and get it out of the hole here, which is right up there. And that way it gives me a bit of room. So I pulled this loop of harness over here, and then I was able to pull this away from the actuator behind. Not sure that it gives me any more room for getting the actuator out. I might have to push it back in to get the actuator out. But what it does do is it gives me access up and behind to the connector. As you can see here, it's got the red tab we lift and then push in a little tab here, and then we can pull it out. And once it's out, then one bolt there, one that you can't see and I can't see, that's well, it's in a similar location to this one. It's up in there. They're both 8mm, so I'm gonna have to get in there with a little ratchet, 1/4-inch drive, and socket and pull that out, and then push this back in, I think, so we can fish the actuator out, hopefully this way. I've also pulled out the cabin air filter, because that was, well, we've never changed it and it's pretty gross. So definitely time for a new one of those. Ugh. Well, I'm not proud of myself, guys, but I just went rogue. I'm not going to tell you to do this, but I made a discovery that led me to do this. And so what I've done, you can see with the harness all exposed here, I have removed a big chunk of this kind of cover that routes this harness. I've just kind of cut it off with a utility knife. Now, again, if you do that, like, be careful. I mean, the best thing that can happen is you cut off your finger, because at least up here in Canada, getting that put back on would be covered. But if you tag that wiring harness with that knife, yeah, I don't know. That's probably going to be a world of hurt. And the reason I went ahead and did it is because when I disconnected this, I found out there's no red locking tab on it anymore, which kind of indicates to me, I mean, maybe it got lost at the factory, but kind of says to me that maybe this is not this thing's first actuator. Although it does have some factory paint markings on it, so maybe that did happen at the factory. But anyway, if I ever have to do this again, I do not want to have to fight with that cover. My hands are scratched and bleeding everywhere. And just to get to that back screw there, let's see, that guy there, it's nasty. So that's what I've done. And then when I'm done, I'm going to secure this back up with the Christmas tree and cable tie so that it's all routed appropriately. All right, it's out. I've reconnected it. Let's do some proof of concept here. Just going to turn on the car. I know that this actuator works because I've watched it do so through the slot. There, you hear that? So this one should, there we go, climate control, power, see no movement. Nothing. Ow. Oh dear, everything's falling. Oh, it's moving. Woohoo! It's worth mentioning there's a degree of calibration, for lack of a better term, or alignment that has to happen with these actuators, or it's just not going to function properly. This pin will not go in just any old way. You can see that it's kind of missing a tooth there. So what I did is I just looked at this, I looked at the new actuator, and I adjusted the temperature control on this side until the positions matched, and it slotted right in just perfectly. In this case, it so happened to be 21.0 degrees Celsius, but depending on your climatic conditions, of course, your mileage may vary. There it is, all in place. So now I'm going to secure the harness and basically button everything back up, put a new filter in, and carry on. I have these great little push pin on one end, cable tie on the other, and it's actually a releasable cable tie, so you can reuse them. Got them at Princess Auto, of course. Wait, which way does that go? That goes that way. Oh, come on. There we go. Oh, perfect. That's awesome. What a thing. Ha! Love it. Oh, that's just fantastic. New cabin air filter. Make sure you pay attention to the direction of airflow. So in this case, that points down. All right. Good. All right, well, that wasn't the world's hardest job. That was just over an hour, I guess, and considering I was filming and everything, you know, don't start this job 20 minutes before your wedding, because that's how long your marriage is going to last. On the other hand, if you're already married, tell the missus that it's going to take all afternoon, and you can get this done and still sit in the garage and, you know, watch the football game or whatever it is that you want to do. So there's the offending culprit, and the part number is AA5Z, or Z if you live in Canada, 19E for Echo 616-C. I bought the actual Motorcraft one because I figure this is a 2017. It's now 2024, so it's hopefully, if that's original, we don't really know, it's lasted 7 years, and I can live with that. The cabin air filter, I went with Ruito brand, and it's an RT176, just from Amazon. You can get those just about anywhere though, and they're pretty cheap. They're under 20 bucks Canadian, so, you know, change that once in a while. I should have changed that one long ago. So now we're going to find out. Turn the climate control on. Yes, come on, there we go. And I'm going to turn this to low. And it does not feel hot. It feels cold, thankfully. Let's turn it up to hot. I can hear it change. I can feel it change. Yes. Now that's hot. Good. Awesome. Oh, that's a relief. Not just for me, but for Mrs. Cat. And you know what they say. You guys, you know what they say. Happy wife, happy life. Oh, that is big relief. The other side is still working fine. So, driver's side though is the same part number, I believe. So if you have an issue with your driver's side, well, I don't know how you get to it. I would imagine you pull the panels out from underneath your steering column. It's probably just as much fun as this side was. But anyway, that is that. I'm going to go ahead and do the summer tire swap onto this thing, because now it's nice out. That is it for now. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. And as always, keep it in the litter box. Cheers. Well, I was curious about the mode of failure on this, and so I decided I would put 12 volts to the motor, and it works. So my guess is that something else is going wrong inside this little gadget here. Potentially with this little, I guess that'd be an encoder, which tells it what position it's in. Because there's not really a lot of other circuits involved here, just power and a signal back. So that's probably what fails. Doesn't really change anything, but now we know.